Well, hello everybody. This is StoicDan in Orlando with my daily live stream. Today I'm in Maitland near 1792. There's this little park called Lake Lily. It's a beautiful little park, nice walkway to walk around it. As long as the temperature is nice and it's not raining. This is a beautiful spot, part of Maitland, Florida. Okay, well, today here's what I want to talk about. In philosophy discussions, the topic of money and power often comes up. What is money and power? Well, I can tell you the money part for sure. Money is considered a tool or a neutral thing in life. In other words, it's how you use it that makes it good or bad in relation to another person. So that's the first thing to get right. Money is a neutral. Wealth is a neutral. And to give this as a kind of a backstory, to give you some context to understand this, is we can go back to the 2nd century, the Roman Empire, and the emperor was Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor from 161 to 180 AD, or Common Era. And Marcus Aurelius was the philosophical mind from when he was young, when he was a teenager. He studied early, he had great tutors, but he also had wealth from the beginning. He was born into a very wealthy family. And so we know what wealth can do to people. It can corrupt them, but it's really up to the person. So that's the important thing to keep in mind, how wealth is neutral. And I want to go beyond the story of being born wealthy, because some people will add to that when you're wealthy, it's easy to be uninterested in your wealth. That you don't really care for or against it. And that's easy for you to do because you've got the wealth. Well, I would go a little bit deeper than that. It's the idea that if you have wealth but don't become attached to it or addicted to it, that's the important thing, I would say. It's almost it's not just a Buddhist line, but also a Stoic line. Avoid those attachments so that if you were to lose your wealth or you had to go live somewhere else, you would not be so attached to it. You would not be crushed by the loss. I think that's the more important story here. Not about how you got it or how you think about it, but if you're able to survive any loss in that area. Because if you do have that ability to detach, then your life will be a lot smoother. And of course, that's what in philosophy and Stoicism, that's what we are striving for, a smoother life, less ups and downs, keeping our tranquility. So if we're not so attached to things like wealth or other items in our lives, then we can have that smoother life. It's not just an idea like, ooh, I want to have a smoother life. But this is how you get there, by reducing your attachments early on. Okay, well, that's the idea for today. I'm going to pause here at the end of the bridge and look out over the water. And perhaps you can overlook your life and think about, what improvements can I make, and what improvements can I make today? Don't wait too long. Start today. There are a lot of little improvements you can make, practices you can adopt, and old habits you can break. You can unlearn them, as we say. So that's the idea. This is StoicDan in Orlando, and I want to thank people for attending today. There's Clyde and Teone. Yeah, well, unusual name. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you learned something. See you next time.